Hello and welcome back to Farmyard Care, the place where hardworking homesteaders, backyard growers, small-scale farmers, nature lovers, and anyone dreaming of a more productive life on the land can learn, grow, and build something lasting. If you have ever stood in your pasture and asked yourself why one group of sheep seems to grow with ease, while another barely holds condition, then you are in exactly the right place. And if you have ever felt like your farm is demanding more labor, more feed, more money, and more energy than it is giving back, you are not alone. Today we are talking about one of the biggest changes in modern sheep farming. For a very long time, wool helped drive the market, and meat often came second. But that reality has changed. Feed costs are up, labor is expensive, veterinary bills keep rising, and markets can shift when you least expect it. In some cases, a producer can spend more money shearing a sheep than the wool is even worth. When that happens, it forces us to step back and ask a serious question. What kind of sheep truly makes sense for the modern farm? That is why more farmers are now focusing on efficiency, carcass quality, strong maternal traits, parasite resistance, and breeds that do not demand constant labor to stay profitable. In this video, we are going to walk through the 10 best meat sheep breeds for easy care and high profit. The breeds that can save time, reduce stress, and help bring more balance back to your pasture. And along the way, we will also pull out a few powerful lessons these animals can teach us about resilience, adaptation, and smart farming. So if you want a flock that works better for your land, your climate, and your goals, stay with me to the end. And before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to Farmyard Care so you do not miss the next video. 1. The Dorper, the mutton-making machine. Let's begin with a breed that has earned an almost legendary reputation in modern meat sheep production, the Dorper. A lot of farmers like to call it the Ferrari of the hair sheep world. And once you understand what this breed brings to the pasture, it is easy to see why. Developed in South Africa during the 1930s, from a cross between the Dorset Horn and the black-headed Persian, the Dorper was built for practical performance. And that practical value is exactly why it has become so popular across the American sheep industry. What makes the Dorper such a standout is its simplicity. This is a hair sheep, which means no annual shearing, no crutching, and far less labor tied up in routine maintenance. For any producer trying to save time and control costs, that matters more than ever. But the real power of the Dorper is not just what it saves you in labor, it is what it delivers in growth. This breed is known around the world for rapid weight gain, excellent fleshing, and lambs that reach market weight faster than most other hair sheep. On top of that, the carcass quality is strong, the meat is mild, and the breed adapts well across very different environments, from dry country to rich grass systems. And there is a lesson in that. The Dorper reminds us that real progress often begins when we stop carrying what we do not need. Just as this sheep sheds its coat to keep thriving in the heat, we also have to let go of outdated habits, unnecessary work, and systems that drain more than they return. On a good farm and in a good life, efficiency is not laziness, it is wisdom. 2. The Katahdin, the American original. From there, it makes perfect sense to move into a breed that has become a true favorite for producers who want function, resilience, and low-stress management, the Katahdin. Developed in Maine in the 1950s by Michael Peel, this breed was created by crossing the St. Croix hair sheep with several British meat breeds, especially the Suffolk. The goal was clear from the beginning, to produce a no-shear sheep with solid carcass quality and the kind of natural parasite resistance that could hold up under real farm pressure. That is exactly what makes the Katahdin so valuable today. In a time when chemical dewormers are becoming less reliable and parasite pressure is a constant battle, especially in humid regions, the Katahdin offers a biological advantage that many farmers are actively searching for. These sheep are true easy keepers. They hold condition well on average forage, they are known for excellent maternal ability, and many ewes can raise twins or even triplets without a great deal of intervention. Just as importantly, they show strong resistance to Haemonchus contortus, the barber pole worm that causes serious losses in so many flocks, especially in wet climates. The deeper lesson here is one every farmer understands sooner or later. The Katahdin teaches us that lasting strength is built from the inside out. When your foundation is strong, you do not need to depend so heavily on outside rescue every time conditions get tough. Whether we are talking about livestock, land, or life itself, resilience begins with what is already built within. 3. The Suffolk, the heavyweight champion. If size, power, and market impact are what you value most, then the Suffolk deserves your full attention. Developed in England in the early 19th century from Norfolk horn ewes and Southdown rams, this breed has built a reputation as one of the most influential terminal sires in the sheep industry. And that matters because when you put a Suffolk ram over a commercial ewe flock, you are not just making lambs. You are upgrading the next generation in a very visible way. Suffolk lambs are built to grow fast. They are among the quickest gainers in the sheep world, packing on weight with the kind of speed that makes producers pay attention. They also produce large, lean carcasses that fit demanding market standards, which is exactly why the breed continues to hold such prestige. Yes, they do require annual shearing, and that means more hands-on work than a hair sheep. But for many farmers, the payoff in muscle, frame, and carcass value easily justifies the extra effort. And there is a practical lesson in that. The Suffolk reminds us that if we want stronger results, we have to be willing to invest in tools that truly move the needle. Fast progress rarely comes from weak inputs. Whether on the farm or in everyday life, the question is always the same. Are you choosing people, habits, and systems that increase your potential? Or are you settling for slow, ordinary growth? 4. The St. Croix, the Iron Man of the tropics. If the Suffolk represents power, then the St. Croix represents endurance. Coming from the U.S. Virgin Islands, this breed has earned its place as one of the toughest sheep a producer can own. In hot, humid environments where parasite pressure can overwhelm many traditional wool breeds, the St. Croix stays steady, productive, and remarkably low maintenance. It does not just get by in difficult conditions, it performs in them. This clean, white-hair sheep carries a kind of natural advantage that is becoming more valuable every year. It has strong resistance to many of the common health pressures that create losses in commercial flocks, especially in the south and other warm, wet regions. While the St. Croix is not the biggest framed breed and does not grow as fast as some heavier meat sheep, that is not where its greatest value lies. Its real strength is in hardiness, fertility, calm behavior, and the ability to thrive on forage with fewer demands on the farmer. That is also why so many breeders use St. Croix genetics to strengthen parasite resistance and durability in other meat lines. The lesson here is a powerful one. The St. Croix shows us that real strength is not always loud, flashy, or oversized. Sometimes it is the quiet ability to keep going when conditions are harsh and pressure is high. When the heat is on and the environment is working against you, endurance becomes its own kind of power. 5. The Royal White, the homegrown hybrid. And when you take the muscle and performance of the Dorper and combine it with the resilience and adaptability of the St. Croix, you arrive at one of the most interesting modern breeds in American sheep production, the Royal White. Developed in Texas, this breed reflects a very deliberate effort to create a hair sheep that could bring together profitability, practicality, and strong pasture performance in one complete package. The Royal White stands out for its refined structure, strong dressing percentage, and ability to produce premium lean meat under grazing conditions that are often far from perfect. That is one of its biggest advantages. These sheep can do well in extensive systems without needing constant grain input to stay productive, and that gives them real economic value in a time when feed costs remain high. They are also known for being docile, flock-oriented, and dependable mothers, which makes day-to-day management easier for the producer. When you remove shearing costs and pair that with good grass-based performance, the margin story starts to look very attractive. And that brings us to the deeper lesson. The Royal White reminds us that the best results often come from combining strengths wisely. One trait alone is useful, but the right combination of qualities can create something far more powerful and complete. On the farm and in life, progress often happens when we stop trying to do everything with one strength and start building systems, partnerships, and strategies that truly complement each other. 6. The Ile de France, the gold standard of carcasses. As we move forward, we come to a breed that has long been admired as one of the finest examples of European meat production, the Ile de France. Developed more than 2 centuries ago by crossing the Rambouillet Merino with the Dishley Leicester, this breed stands as a remarkable achievement in sheep breeding. What makes it so impressive is the way it brings together 2 qualities that do not always come easily in the same animal: refined genetics and outstanding meat value. The Ile de France is especially respected for producing heavy, lean carcasses with broad backs, wide loins, and thick, valuable legs of lamb. That combination gives it strong appeal in premium markets where quality is judged closely and consistency matters. For farmers aiming at restaurant trade, specialty butchers, or export-grade cuts, this breed continues to represent a very high standard. It is not just about producing more meat, but about producing meat that earns respect the moment it reaches the market. And that is the lesson the Ile de France leaves with us. True quality always stands out. When you take the time to refine your work, strengthen the details, and build something with real substance, people notice. On the farm, as in life, excellence rarely comes from rushing. It comes from patience, discipline, and a commitment to doing things well. 7. The charollais, the muscle machine. From premium carcass quality, we now shift to a breed that was shaped with pure efficiency in mind, the charollais. Developed in the same French region known for the famous charollais cattle, this sheep was bred with a very practical purpose: to maximize dressing percentage and turn more live weight into usable, profitable meat. What makes the charollais so effective is its remarkable meat-to-bone ratio. With fine bones and thin skin, a greater share of the animal's weight ends up where the producer wants it, in the carcass, not in wasted structure. That alone makes it attractive, but there is another feature that sets it apart. Unlike many strongly muscled breeds that can create lambing problems, the charollais is known for ease of lambing. The lambs are born in a more streamlined form that is easier on the ewe, and once they are up and growing, they develop that powerful, wedge-shaped build the breed is known for. There is real wisdom in that design. The charollais reminds us that strong output does not have to come with constant strain. The best systems are not always the hardest or most exhausting ones. Real efficiency means producing excellent results with less friction, less damage, and less stress along the way. 8. The Icelandic, 1,000 years of efficiency. And now we arrive at a breed that speaks to something older, deeper, and more connected to the roots of farming itself: the Icelandic sheep. This breed has survived for over 1,000 years in one of the harshest environments on Earth, shaped by cold winds, rough landscapes, and long seasons that leave no room for weakness. If there is any breed that truly represents low input efficiency, it is this one. In a time when grain costs can rise without warning, the Icelandic offers a real advantage by producing high-quality meat on grass and forage alone. These sheep are natural survivors, built to make the most of what the land provides. Their meat is highly regarded in gourmet markets for being lean, fine-grained, and mild in flavor, giving it an appeal that goes far beyond ordinary mutton. Just as important, Icelandic ewes are known for strong intelligence and excellent mothering ability, often lambing successfully on open range with very little human help. And perhaps that is why this breed leaves such a lasting impression. The Icelandic teaches us that nature still holds the blueprint for resilience, balance, and long-term success. In a world that often pushes us toward complexity, this sheep reminds us that working with the land, instead of against it, is often the wiser path. Sometimes the most powerful system is also the simplest one. 9. The Barbados blackbelly, the tropical survivor. If you are looking for a sheep that can succeed where many others fall behind, then the Barbados blackbelly deserves a very close look. This tropical hair sheep has earned worldwide respect for two reasons that matter deeply to practical farmers: exceptional fertility and a remarkable ability to thrive in hot, humid conditions. While many traditional breeds are limited in what they can produce under pressure, the blackbelly often raises twins and even triplets, sometimes even when feed conditions are far from ideal. That kind of reproductive strength gets attention fast. Just as important, they do not need shearing, and they show impressive resistance to foot rot in wet climates, which removes another layer of cost and management stress. Yes, they are a little slower to finish, sometimes taking up to 9 months to reach a 90-pound market weight, but the trade-off is meat that is very lean, mild in flavor, and attractive in ethnic and specialty markets. On top of that, these sheep are aggressive foragers, willing to work through brush and briars that many other breeds would leave untouched. And that is exactly why the Barbados blackbelly offers such a powerful lesson. It teaches us to turn rough conditions into real value. What others reject, it converts into useful growth. On the farm and in life, the hard places often hold hidden potential. Sometimes the very challenge in front of you can become the thing that feeds your progress. 10. The zwartbles, the elegant maternal giant. As we come to the final breed on this list, we arrive at one that brings together beauty, size, and maternal excellence in a very memorable way: the zwartbles. Originating in the Friesland region of the Netherlands, this breed was traditionally valued as a dual-purpose sheep for both milk and meat, and it still carries that practical versatility today. The zwartbles is easy to recognize. Its dark fleece, bold white blaze, and neat white socks give it a striking appearance that stands out immediately in the pasture. But beyond the looks, this breed has real value in a profitable system, especially when maternal performance matters. Zwartbles sheep are known for being milky, gentle, and highly capable mothers, often raising triplets with impressive ease. Their large frames and wide pelvises also contribute to easier lambing, and that is one of the most important low-maintenance advantages any producer can ask for. Because of these strengths, commercial farmers often cross them with terminal sires such as the Texel or Suffolk to produce fast-growing lambs with strong market appeal. And the deeper lesson here is one worth holding on to. The zwartbles reminds us that kindness and nurturing are not weaknesses. In fact, they are often the hidden force behind lasting success. Fast growth and strong offspring do not happen by accident. They are usually supported by good mothers, steady care, and a system built on protection as much as performance. Conclusion: the high-profit mindset. So there you have it, farm family, 10 outstanding meat sheep breeds that are helping redefine what easy care and high profit can really look like on the modern farm. But as we wrap this up, let me leave you with one important truth. Long-term success in sheep production does not come from chasing one perfect breed. It comes from matching the right genetics to your land, your climate, your feed resources, and the kind of market you plan to serve. And just as important, true profitability does not come from genetics alone. It comes from management. If you really want to get more from your flock, then it is worth thinking seriously about practices like management-intensive grazing. By rotating sheep through smaller pasture sections and moving them regularly, many farmers are able to reduce internal parasite pressure dramatically while making better use of forage at the same time. That is where real efficiency begins to take shape. Good genetics are not just another expense on the farm. They are one of the smartest investments you can make if you want heavier lambs, healthier ewes, and a more dependable future for your operation. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these breeds stands out the most to you? Are you drawn to the muscle of the Suffolk, the durability of the St. Croix, or the maternal strength of the zwartbles? Tell us in the comments below, because we truly enjoy hearing about your farm, your goals, and your journey on the land. And if this video gave you value, be sure to subscribe to Farmyard Care, give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone else who cares about raising better livestock with less stress and more purpose. At the end of the day, applied knowledge is one of the greatest tools any farmer can have. Until next time, keep your hands in the dirt, your heart in the pasture, and keep growing. We will see you again soon on Farmyard Care.